going to make a video on United We Stand, Divided We Fall. Hello. It's funny that one of the videos I just made recently, I had been in the video and someone asked me why Tucker wasn't in it. Isn't that funny? They wanted to know why the cat wasn't in it instead. That cracks me up. So anyway, here I am thinking people think it's weird that the cat is the one in the videos, and when it's me, they wonder why he's not in it. Well, here, I'm giving you what you want. Tucker. United we stand, divided we fall. This particular video is, the subject was suggested to me by a friend, so shout out, not the subject, a person in this particular video, but the subject is suicide in jail. The person, one of the people, is Sandra Bland. Shout out to my friend Paul for bringing it to my attention. She is a 2015 case, but not May. It happened in July 2015. I plan on doing 3 suicide in jail stories. And I find it odd that, it's a different outcome on the person that was a person of color than the 2 people that were white, which is a color. So I guess we're all really people of color, correct? White's a color, black's a color. I don't know. I guess if I met somebody that was blue, I'd say, oh my God, you're blue. I wouldn't say you're a person of color. I'd say you're blue. I don't know. My bad for talking about colors. Anyway, the 3 people, 3 names: Alyssa Allen, Zachary Goldson, Sandra Bland. I'm sure there's one of those names you recognize. So we're going to start with one that I had already done, but I'm going to, because she's the subject matter, she died from the subject matter, I just want to refresh her story. Alyssa Allen was a white young girl. I know I had her page somewhere with her age. Ooh, okay. She was in New Jersey. And apparently she was in an area where it was 24, New Jersey, white. And she did have prior warrant because she had, I guess, in 2012, she had shoplifted in the car. When the police had arrested her, she said, oh, and it was a $2 item from Walmart. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I knew a girl who had I don't know, she was in a grocery store and she was looking at something like lotion or something like that, and she wanted to see how it smelled or something. I wasn't with her, but she squirted a little bit into her hand. And do you know they arrested her on shoplifting for that? I'm pretty certain there was a different route they could have gone. They could have just made her buy the lotion. I mean, they didn't have to give her no option and arrest her for shoplifting. It's amazing to me when these multi-million-dollar companies want to ruin a person's life. You want to talk about learning ways to de-escalate a situation. Well, I certainly think that ruining somebody's life is, overreacting. There's a way to de-escalate that situation by just realizing you could just make her buy the lotion. I mean, you don't have to arrest somebody for it. I don't know the particulars of Allison's case there, but if, I guess, the reason why the warrant was because she missed a few fines or payments. I guarantee you that whatever she stole, it probably ended up a lot more than it was worth. So anyway, she was a passenger in a car, in a truck. They pulled over because of a tail light out and not using a turn signal. They made both people get out of the truck, which, it has come to my attention that it's really not legal to pull somebody over for not using a turn signal. I'm going to give you an example of a case, and yes, this is not one of the suicide, I keep saying suicide in jail, but I have to bring this up because it's so amazing to me. Okay? It's amazing. There was an officer who pulled over a guy, Kyle Trogue, because he was failing to use his signal when he was switching lanes. He was, it seemed like, swaying into the lane, like drifting lane to lane without signaling. Looked like he was drunk. So, he pulled him over with the not using the turn signal. Then, he smelled alcohol, breathalyzed the man, and he failed the breathalyzer. So, arrested him for DUI, which turned out that it was his second DUI. What kills me is it's not a justifiable reason to pull someone over for not using their turn signal, but it's justifiable to turn somebody over. I'm sorry, to not turn somebody over. What's wrong with me? It is justifiable to fail somebody for not using their turn signal on their driver's license. On their driver's license test. I just think that's so crazy. I get it that it's like, to me it seems you should have to use your turn signal, like, especially if they can fail you in your driver's test for not using it. Like, that's such a sending a mixed message. Oh, hey, no, you didn't use your turn signal, you can't have your license, but you also can't be penalized for it when you get out on the road finally with your license for not using it. That's crazy. So I guess it's just a matter of courtesy to use it. Strange. So this was this man's second DUI. In court, when he fought it, it got thrown out, the DUI, second DUI, because the initial reason for pulling this man over was not legal. That makes me wonder if you had a dead body in your car, but they pulled you over for not using your turn signal, would it have to be thrown out? What if you had a pound of cocaine in your car, sitting on your front seat? They pull you over and they see it, or anything at all. Does it mean that it's not admissible because of that turn signal? Anyway, I'm going to stop right here because Tucker's acting up. So I will be continuing the suicide in jail story in a few minutes. See you in a bit. Bye.